Hey everybody, Blaine Austin here, Sewing Machines Plus. Welcome to our special Scan and Cut edition show today. Hey, we have got some great things in store for you today. Glad you're tuning in because, hey, we've got some really cool things that we're going to show you too. Two special guests today. We have Cindy Hogan, Brother Ambassador, is going to be with us today. And at the end of the show, we actually have Julie Fei-Fan Balzer, another Brother Ambassador. She's kind of been dubbed the Scan and Cut Queen. She's going to stop by today and say hi, and actually we have a little special announcement that we're going to announce. So we're super excited today to have both of them join us, and we are going to talk all about the Scan and Cut today. And first off, I know everybody knows about the Scan and Cut by now, but this is the brand new one that just came out. It came out back in August was the release date, but dealers actually didn't have them. So they just got them in stock, and this is the new SDX 230DX. So it still has Disney, but it has a few little extra things on it that the D had before, the 230D. So this is the 230DX. So it's the new version, and we got some great things in store for you today. Cindy's going to tell you a little bit about what the differences between the two Scan and Cuts are, and then we also got a couple new accessories we're going to show you. And we're going to talk a little bit about some specials we have. And hey, April, how are you? Glad you joined us this morning. And we have got a special announcement for us. If you want to buy one of these, we've got a package put together that is going to blow you away. It is so, so good. And so if you've been in the market for Scan and Cut, today is the day that you want to tune in, and you're going to get an opportunity to get one. Hey, Linda, how's everything up in Alaska? So glad you stopped in today with us today. And so everybody knows the Scan and Cut does tremendous things. And I tell you, I was amazed by this. You know, I think 2 years ago, I went to the Brother Convention when it was live. You know, this last convention, it was all done virtually. But 2 years ago, we all went to New Orleans and had the convention. And, you know, I got to sit through some Scan and Cut classes, and I'm blown away every year by how, you know, Brother kind of upgrades the Scan and Cut and makes it actually do more things. And, you know, now it's got a roll feeder attachment that we throw in free when you buy it that lets you do vinyl up to 6 feet long. So you could cut a banner out if you wanted to. So there's so many things that you can do with it. You know, even the fact that this thing will actually cut, you know, felt and balsa wood out, and you make all these different designs. And then, you know, too, you can emboss with this thing. You can actually put metal in this thing and actually emboss it and engrave, almost like engrave and make designs. So it's really cool. So if you are into crafting, this is a definitely must-have machine. And if you're just a quilter, you know what a lot of people don't realize is if you do any kind of quilting and things, you can cut all your pieces out with this. It does a great job. You can actually do your own designs and cut out. You can do applique work with this. So there's so many different things that you can do. But Cindy's going to tell us a little bit about all those kinds of things. And then we'll talk to Cindy. And then what we'll do is I'm going to tell you a little bit about some of the specials that we're going to have going. And again, guys, if you are watching us on Facebook, we want you to comment, go share the video today, and ask questions. And you're going to get automatically entered to win some of the prizes we're going to give away at the end of the show. Hey, and our grand prize today, guess what it is, guys? It's a Scan and Cut. We are actually going to give away a brand new SDX 230DX Disney Scan and Cut away to one lucky winner. So that is a great giveaway, guys. And so this is going to be a great show. I'm looking so forward to getting Cindy on here and talking to her. And so make sure if you're on YouTube that you go down and you like it, give us a thumbs up like this. And then also you can make comments and ask questions on YouTube. Hey, chime in, tell us your name and where you're from. We always love to see where everybody's watching from. And again, we're going to give a lot of great prizes today. We have a bunch of swag bags we're giving away. We're giving away some of the sewing mats that you can actually, it's going to be the size for your ScanNCut. And we're going to give a few of those away. So great show lined up. And are y'all ready to talk to Cindy Hogan? Guys, I'm ready to talk to Cindy. So y'all ready? I hope everybody out there is ready to talk to Cindy. Cindy, oh, Patty says, I hope I win. Well, Patty, good luck. I hope you get to win something too. So if you're in the market for a ScanNCut, you came to the right place today, because we have got some ScanNCut specials that we're going to talk to you about. And it's going to be the best of the year. I promise you that. It is the best ScanNCut special we've ever had. And we're super pumped about it. So let's go and talk to Cindy Hogan. Cindy, how are you this morning?
I'm wonderful. How about yourself?
Hey, I'm doing so good today. And I'm so excited to get to talk to you and hear all you have to say about the ScanNCut, because you always teach me something every time we talk.
Well, I love this little guy. He is so much fun to play with. And it interacts beautifully with what I do. I will say I am more of a fabric and heat transfer person than a paper person. So I tend to cut lots of HTV and lots of fabrics with mine. So I will do that. I use this thing for every single applique that I do. Every single one. Hands down, it is my favorite way to go. I do not hand cut anything anymore when it comes to an applique.
You're getting spoiled. Hey, so I got to ask you, everybody's asking me, what is the biggest difference between the SDX 230D and the SDX 230DX, the brand new one?
It is what comes in the box with the machine. Okay, the 230D came with the ScanNCut toolkit, so it gave you all of the tools, the extra tools that you might want to use in a nice little case. The 230DX does not. It comes with instead both the fabric blade, the fabric mat, the auto vinyl blade, and the Disney auto vinyl blade kit, as well as the everyday auto vinyl blade designs. Now you say, what is that auto vinyl blade design stuff? It gives you a nice special little cutting tool. And this thing is just the bomb. It cuts detail so fine. It is not even funny. I don't know if you can see this, Blaine, or not. But this is a little, let me put it up here. There we go.
Put it on your white background.
There we go, on my white wall there. These circles in Mini, and I have resized her up. They are not even a hair's breadth, an eyelash wide. They are teeny tiny. And it cuts those details so finely. It is not even funny. So that is one of the things that the auto vinyl blade does. So in the 230D, you get the roll feeder, you get the standard mat, the low tack mat, and you get the regular vinyl, the regular auto blade, and the fabric auto blade. With the new 230DX, you get all three blades. So you get your vinyl auto blade, your fabric auto blade, and your black auto blade, which is for basically everything. But you also get the new super sexiest, as Julie likes to call it, fabric mat. So no more high-tack fabric support sheet. It sticks like super glue. Your fabrics are going to grip there. Now, you do not use this with a backing on your fabric. This is for those fabrics that do not have a backing on it, so your quilt block pieces and things like of that nature. If you put a backing on it, you're really going to use your standard mat. So the new fabric mat matches the gold blade for fine quilting fabrics. So your thin fabric auto blade along with your gold fabric mat match up so that you know which one to use with which. You also get your standard mat and your low tack mat. The As I said, the D doesn't. So they both come with a roll feeder, but really it's the difference of they switched out the toolkit for the extra mat, the extra blade, and the Disney auto vinyl blade designs and the everyday auto vinyl blade designs that are so intricate. And you can see, here's some of those designs as well. I have resized these to make them whatever size I wanted them to be to fit on my boxes. But they actually were about a 6x6 square when I brought them in initially.
Cindy, I wanted to ask you a question too. And I know we talk a lot about, you and I have been around this for a long time. So a lot of times we take it for granted. People know what we're talking about. But when we talk about the auto blade, tell us a little bit about what the auto blade and what that means.
Auto blade means it automatically adjusts how deep that blade needs to be to cut your material. So the first thing that the blade does when it goes in is it basically engages the blade itself to know that it needs to go. The second thing it does is it tests the thickness of the material that you're cutting, whether it be HTV, whether it be fabric or paper, whatever you're planning on cutting. And it determines how deep it needs to set that blade for. So there's a little spring action in here, and that takes all of the work away. The only thing that I change these days is pressure, or if I'm cutting an adhesive vinyl or a heat transfer vinyl, which means it irons on versus sticky, I use half cut, and that is automatically set on here as well. So it takes the guesswork out of ScanNCut. Used to, we had to turn up the blade. Is it deep enough? Is it not deep enough? What do I need to do? What settings do I have to do? I had to have my pad next to me to make sure I could remember the next time around I came to it. Now I don't have to do that anymore. So this little spring takes care of all that action for me.
Hey, Cindy, and I think we have a question coming in from Arnell. It says, will the auto vinyl blade fit any DX machine?
It certainly will. So you do have to buy either the everyday vinyl auto blade kit or the Disney auto vinyl blade kit. So if you buy the regular auto vinyl blade kit, you don't get Disney. If you buy the Disney auto vinyl blade kit, you get Disney and the everyday collection. So it gives you a little bit more along with the new vinyl auto blade itself. And it gives you access to your machine will actually be able to recognize that.
Well, you know what's nice about the auto blade before, if people don't really know about the ScanNCut, back when these things first came out, you actually had a setting and you would have to kind of set the depth yourself and kind of test it and see. Now all that guesswork's taken out. It's just basically put your fabric in there or your material and just start cutting. That's what I love about this one.
It is. It just takes the guesswork out of it. You don't have to think about it. I still have my others, but I will say these are the ones that I tend to use the most, truly.
And Cindy, one of the things I noticed too when we were using the new one is the noise now. Before, it really has never been noisy, but now this thing is so quiet. You could be cutting with a baby sleeping and it's not going to wake it up. It's amazing how quiet.
It is whisper quiet. If I pull out my 550 or my 650 and put them side by side and cut the same things, the noise it's like, oh, wow, I did not remember that was quite that loud. It really wasn't that loud, but compared to this one, I can put my microphone up to this one and you can't hear it cutting. It is that quiet. It makes two noises. It will go, and then it will go one more time. The rest of the time, you don't hardly hear it. You hear the fabric cutting itself, but the machine's not making noises.
All right, so I want to let everybody know out there, right now, we have a great price on these machines. You can get the 230D, the SDX 230D for $7.99 shipped right to your door. The brand new one, the 230, the SDX 230DX, which is the brand new one that Cindy was just talking about, that one is $8.99 shipped right to your door. And we have got a special going on right now. If you'll look in the chat, Kyle's going to actually put in the chat some Google Sheets. So if you're interested in one of these machines, you go fill out that Google Sheet And I'm going to call you today, personally, I'm going to call you, and I'm going to give you a gift that I can't tell you what it is, but I can just tell you that it's really good. It's going to have people rolling down the aisles if you get this free gift. And I can't tell you what it is because I don't want to break any rules with, Brother, as far as map pricing and all that kind of stuff. But I'm giving a great package today. But you have to talk to me personally. So you have to go on the Google Sheets, fill those out with your information. I'm going to give you a call today, and we're going to get you set up with one of these ScanNCuts. And we got a special announcement we're going to have at the end of the show, something else that is going to tie in with this ScanNCut. And I can't talk about that until Julie comes on. And when Julie comes on, we're going to talk about that and everything, the announcement we have with there. But so Cindy, this is a great package that we're doing. But one of the things I wanted to know, you've got something right there that you've got your hands on that is very interesting. And I love this new accessory. Can you tell us a little bit about what you've got there?
I can. I don't know if you guys travel with your ScanNCuts or not, but I do. I take mine down to my dad's, which I'm going there this weekend. So I will be taking my ScanNCut and my new super sexy ScanNCut mat holder. It folds flat when I want it to fold flat. Oops, I've got myself locked up here a little bit. It will hang over a door for me because it's got hooks for me to hang it right here. So when I'm using it in my house, I can hang it up. My mats go at the top. Down at the bottom, I have spaces for my tools. Nice little compartments for my tools. When I'm ready to go or I want to put it away, I just fold it up, zip it up, and pop it in a corner. I love this little guy. And so it protects my mat, especially when I'm traveling or going to a class. It is very cool.
So Cindy, that thing, I love that new accessory. And I don't know if everybody can see kind of behind me. I think we don't have it in the picture, do we, David? Well, we can see it right here. So we actually have, this is one of the tote bag carrying cases just for the ScanNCut. So, if somebody already has a ScanNCut out there and they don't want to go to the tote bag or the rolling tote, they can actually use the tote bag, and it has a carrying, shoulder strap that they can put their ScanNCut in if they're traveling, and it matches the new mat bag that you were showing. So that looks like a set.
Yes, so I'm all color coordinated. I don't have everything is pretty and goes together.
Because there's going to be some instances where the rolling tote may not work as well. If you need to carry it, but anyway, if anybody buys today, I've got a special gift for them. I just can't tell them what it is. So keep that in mind, everyone. But that's we have the tote bags online that you can buy as well, and the rolling totes as well. So great stuff. So is there any other accessories now? What are one of the best accessory that you like? I mean, what's one of the things that your favorite accessory they have, and then what's your favorite feature of the machine?
My favorite accessory. Well, I'm a little biased, Blaine, but this thing right here is near and dear to my heart. I may not need to reference it, but I think that your customers will love it. It is the new ScanNCut playbook.
Cindy, can I tell everybody why that's your favorite?
You certainly may.
So if everybody doesn't know, Cindy is multi-talented. Not only does she does embroidery, she's like the software queen. She does all kinds of things for Brother, but she actually wrote the playbook that she's holding in her hand. And I know you've got to be proud of that, because that thing is incredible. You did such a good job on that, Cindy.
Thank you. I am very proud of this one, especially in the amount of time that I had to write it. I consider this my COVID-19 project because I started it in February and finished it in July. So in it, you have all of your references. So there is a USB drive in the front of it. And if you pull that out, I'll actually show you how to open that bad boy here. Let me flip my camera for you, because this is the most asked question I have ever had. This is your nice little USB drive. There is a little hinge here. You pop that little hinge and it pops out. There are files on there to print for you. So you can print out, there's a glossary that tells you what every icon does on the machine and what settings show up on which screens. There are different printable projects here. There are different cut files here, as well as embroidery files to show you how it goes along with your machine. So that is how that little guy works. There's also with this a free pattern collection, the Pig Pog lettering collection. It's spelled ping pong, but it's called Pig Pog. And it shows you how to activate that. We actually use that in a project. There are quite a few. I think you all will find it very helpful, truly. But for my personal favorite that I use the most, it probably has to be the Auto Vinyl Blade. Or the fabric mat. Both. It's hard to choose. It really is hard to choose. Now, what is my favorite feature of this machine itself? It has to be the scanning feature. I have had other cutting machines in my lifetime, but what makes me not want to go back to anything else is the scanning feature. So if I'm not a computer person and I don't ever want to touch a computer, it's not my thing, although it is mine, but it may not be yours. I don't have to. In this machine is a built-in scanner. So it allows me to scan in a pattern and turn that into a cutting file to then cut out. I can also use it as a household scanner. But the thing that I probably use most frequently about the scanner is that I will use scraps and bits of things instead of having one big piece of fabric on my cutting mat. I will use little bits and pieces so that I can use up everything that I have in my house. I know none of you all are fabric hoarders. There's not anybody out there that's that. And we don't throw away anything. I mean, if it's this big, I can make something out of that, and I might need that color later, is my theory. So there is a background scan feature on this machine that when I put my mat in and I've got my cut file up, I can actually scan to see what's on my mat. And then I can place my fabrics on top of those. And it's very visual. So that is one of the things that I use most frequently. That has got to be my hands down favorite feature of the machine itself, is the scanner.
All right, Cindy, that's some great information. So everybody out there, I want to give you all again the specials that we have going today. The SDX 230D, which is the one, this is not the one I have, it's the other one we've been talking about. It's $7.99, and it's on our website right now. We can ship it right to your door for $7.99. And we've got a very special gift that we're throwing in with it today if you order. But you have to call me or talk to me. So how you're going to do that, Kyle is putting a Google Sheets link in there. All you have to do is hit that link in the chat and go in there, fill out all that information. And what I'm going to do is I'm personally today going to give you a call. So y'all make sure if you see a 1-800 number calling you, answer the phone, because I'm going to call you today. And if you want to buy one of these things, I'm going to throw in a special gift with this. We can't advertise it. We can't tell you what it is, but it's going to have you rolling down the aisles. I'm going to give you a special gift with either one of the ScanNCuts that you buy today. So the SDX 230D, it's $7.99. The SDX 230DX, which is the one I have here, this is the brand new one. Both of them are Disney, and this one's $8.99. And not only are you going to get everything that comes in it, we're throwing in the roll feeder as well. And we'll let Cindy talk a little bit about the roll feeder when we go back to her. We're going to throw in the roll feeder, and then I'm also going to give you a special gift that I've kind of hinted to. And so that's going to be pretty awesome as well. And this is by far the best package we've ever had at SMP. You're never going to probably get this again. This is a great package. And we also even have an added bonus that we're going to talk about at the end of the show when Julie Fei-Fan Balzer comes on, and we're going to make a special announcement, and we're going to also have something else that we're going to be able to throw in with your ScanNCut purchase today. So this is a great special. If you've ever been interested in a ScanNCut, I mean, I'm telling you, now's the time to buy one. And I mean, you can do so many things with this. It's unbelievable. And so I know Cindy, she was talking a little bit about her favorite. Well, Cindy, I want to tell you a little bit about what my favorite thing for this machine is. So everybody knows that knows me that I fly radio control airplanes. And part of that, the airplane flying them is just, building them and making them look like the real ones. And we put a lot of graphics on them. We put a lot of, decals and different things on them. And I love cutting vinyl. I love the fact that you can cut vinyl with the ScanNCut and do anything. You can scan a logo in. You can do all kinds of cool things with it. So that's one of the things I like about it, Cindy.
That's a great use for it. I'm surprised you didn't say you also fly real planes, not just radio-controlled ones.
Well, that's true, but I don't put decals on the real ones.
Well, you could put your plane tail number on your real one as well.
Put numbers on it. That's true.
Especially with the roll feeder, because the roll feeder lets you cut rolled vinyl without having to do anything a lot extra. Okay, so it will cut up to 6 feet, up to 6 feet of rolled vinyl, which means you can decorate your walls, you can decorate your children's bedrooms, you can decorate whatever you want to. That is an awesome little feature of it. One of the things that I forgot to tell them is included in both the 230D and the 230DX is the rhinestone trial kit. So there is a trial kit, and there are some rhinestone designs, Disney rhinestone designs built into the ScanNCut, the 230. Whether it be D or DX, it comes in there, and those rhinestones allow you to actually complete those designs. So it gives you some of the rhinestone flock material, the rhinestone transfer tape, and the actual rhinestones to complete the designs. And those are built-in designs here. If you want to create your own rhinestone designs, you need to purchase the rhinestone starter kit. So there are different starter kits that you can purchase that give you different features for the ScanNCut. So if you want to expand your world, you want to do stamps, there's a stamping starter kit. There's a sticker starter kit. So if you wanted to make stickers for around your house or for your children, there's a sticker starter kit. There is an embossing starter kit. There's quite a few out there. And if I sit here and rack my brain, I can remember what they all are. But whatever your interest is, generally there's one out there for you. The new Auto Vinyl Blade Kit also gives you tiling. And what that means, let's say I want to do an entire wall of vinyl. I can actually create it bigger than a 12 by 12 or a 12 by 24 or even the roll feeder designs. I can make my mat size whatever I want to be, design my project, and this is done on Canvas Workspace, which is a free part of the program. And you design it there, and then you tell it you want to go to tile. You want it to tile, and you tell it if you want it to have any overlaps, and it will divide it into parts that you can actually cut either with a roll feeder or on one of your mats, because you select what mat you're planning on cutting with. So any other questions for me, Blaine, on that one?
Yeah, so let's open it up. If y'all have got a question for Cindy, let's start asking some questions for Cindy about the ScanNCut. And I know that one of the things, why would I want to have a roll feeder though, Cindy? Why is that important? Why could I not just lay my vinyl roll in there? Why is that feeder so important?
The feeder actually tells the ScanNCut what it's doing. It knows where the path is going. It actually puts it correctly underneath your rollers and gives it that path and keeps it straight. So that is why that roll feeder is so important. It just makes sure that the vinyl is going in the correct path.
So we've got a question from Patty Phillips. It says, do you have an extra long sticky mat for what designs? The longer designs.
That is a request that we have put in for. Now that we have the new fabric mat, we have put in a request for a 12 by 24 inch mat as well. That has not come out at this time, but I think they are hearing us. The more that I hear from you guys, then I can report back to Brother that said, hey, this was a request again, the more that they take that into consideration. So the
All right.
dip the toe in the water was the 12 by 12. We're looking for a 12 by 24.
So, Sandy, we have another question coming in from Dana Sharp. Says, can I use this with embroidery?
Most certainly. That is how I use it 9 out of 10 times. So I'm an applique person. I'm telling you, I cut my appliques and I use it on my embroidery machine. The thing that I love is that I can take a file out of my embroidery machine that has been color coded and cut it directly out as an applique. So by that, I mean the color on the machine has been changed to applique material. That way it recognizes the applique pieces. If I can bring it directly over here, but if it's not color coded, the pieces are not exactly what you want. So you do want to color code it directly on the machine and bring it straight over here.
All right, so Sandy, we have another question from Cindy King, and it says, does this stand alone or do you have to have a computer?
You do not have to have a computer. If you don't want to use a computer, you do not have to go there. But there is a free program that comes with it called Canvas Workspace. There are 3 versions of it. One for a Mac, one for a PC, and one that lives on the web that you can use on any device. So it is very compatible with anything that allows you to do more things on a bigger screen. But if you never want to leave this machine, there's over 1,300 designs built into it. Plus you can scan and create your own. So truly, you don't have to use a computer if you don't want to. Okay.
So in Marcy is asking another question, and we've actually answered this already, Marcy, but we'll answer it again. If she's wanting to know what's the difference besides the price on the 230D versus the 230DX.
The difference is what came in the box. The 230D comes with the toolkit that has 5 extra tools and a nice carrying case for it. This is no longer in the DX machine. The DX machine came with, instead of 2 mats and 2 blades, it comes with 3 mats and 3 blades. It comes with the standard mat, the new fabric mat, and the low-tack mat. It comes with the vinyl auto blade and the Disney vinyl auto blade collection, as well as the everyday auto vinyl blade collection. It comes with your standard auto blade, which is the black one, and your thin cotton fabric auto blade, which is the gold one.
And another question comes from Mark Pinkerton. Says, what or will the machine cut fabric for quilting?
It most certainly will. And there are built-in quilting patterns in here. So if you don't want to go find your own, there are some that are built in. Actually, there's tons of them that are built in. And one of the projects in the ScanNCut playbook actually is cutting out a quilt block or multiple quilt blocks and putting them back together. So we cut it out on the ScanNCut and then we piece it together on the machine. You would use the new fabric mat. That is the super sticky one. So you no longer need a high-tack fabric support sheet for your 12 by 12 mats. This is super, super sticky.
All right, fantastic. Well, Cindy, I know that you're a super busy lady, and we've kept you for 30 minutes this morning, and I sure do appreciate you stopping by and saying hi and just sharing some of your ideas with us and some your knowledge about the ScanNCut. And but anyway, thank you so much, and I look forward to you coming on our show again. I know you've been on here numerous times, and we always love having you. And I always learn something every time I talk to you.
Well, it was great to see you guys again. I wish we could do this in person, but obviously we can't do that just yet. Soon, though, soon.
Not yet. And we'll give them a little teaser you and I are working on something that's coming up that's going to be another kind of virtual class. So we're just putting that in everybody's ear right now. And hopefully we'll get something worked out. And we're going to have a Cindy Hogan virtual class coming up very, very soon.
Sounds great. We shall see you all the next time around. Y'all have a great one.
Thanks,
Bye.
Cindy. Have a good one. All right, everyone. So y'all heard it right from Cindy, some of the great features the ScanNCut has. And again, I wanted to kind of reiterate before we bring Julie on, talk a little bit about the two machines. So that we have two machines right now that we're actually selling today. One of them is the SDX 230D, which is a Disney machine. It is $799. And then we have the one I have right here in front of me is the SDX 230DX, which is also Disney, and it's $899. Now, both of them are going to come. We're going to throw in the roll feeder that she talked about. So if you want to have that, continuous length of vinyl that you want to cut vinyl, we're going to throw that in. It comes with all the accessories that normally comes with. And then we're actually doing something very, very special too. So what Kyle is doing, Kyle is actually putting in a link in the chat that's a link to Google Sheets. And what I want you to do, if you're interested in getting one of these, the only way you can get this is you're going to have to talk to me personally today. So that means go in there on that Google Sheet, fill out information. I'm actually going to call you personally today. I'm going to call you on the phone, and I'm going to talk about the special, what I'm throwing in. I can't tell you what it is. It is a great, great, great special that I'm throwing in with this today. It's going to have you rolling down the aisle. It's so good, but I just can't tell you what it is. So I'm throwing in a great, great special for either one of the ScanNCuts that you purchased today. And Julie and I are going to make an important announcement. And Julie has got something that we're going to talk about. And we're actually doing something even more, but I can't tell you until Julie comes on. But if y'all have any questions for Julie also be sure to ask. But so let's bring in Julie Fei-Fan Balzer. She's a Brother ambassador. And hey, Julie, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing so good. We're all into ScanNCut. Cindy was just on, and we talked all about the ScanNCut. But you and we've talked about ScanNCut several times, but we've got a special announcement we're going to talk about today, right?
Yeah, I'm super excited.
It's going to be good. So everybody, guess what? We are going to be doing a virtual ScanNCut event with Julie Fei-Fan Balzer, and we're going to have a beginning ScanNCut event and an advanced ScanNCut event. And you have to have either the XDX 230D or the XDX 230DX to actually take the event. So you have to have one of those two ScanNCuts to be able to take the event. And it's going to be an awesome event. We cannot wait. And so it is live on our website right now that you can go sign up for. But the great announcement is that if you buy a ScanNCut, you get it for free. What do y'all think about that?
That's exciting.
Now, if you already own a ScanNCut, it's $99. If you already own one of these ScanNCuts, the advanced or the beginner class is $99. The advanced class is $99. And you can either take both. You can take both classes, but you can take each individual one if you want to. But if you have not bought your ScanNCut yet and you are wanting to take that class, buy your ScanNCut and you get the class for free. So you're getting a great deal. And if they talk to me today, now you don't have to talk to me to get that. But if you want to get that other special gift that I'm giving away, and I can't say what it is, I can't tell anybody the special gift I'm giving away, but all I can say, Julie, it's going to have them rolling down the aisles. It's such a good gift. But they have to speak to me. I have to give them a call. So they have to fill out those Google Sheets today, and I have to call them personally. And it's the only way they can get the special gift that I have. And I can't tell them what it is, though. So tell us a little bit, Julie, about what they're going to see in the beginning class and the advanced class when they take this with you.
Absolutely. So with the beginners class, my goal is always to teach people how a ScanNCut thinks. The thing that always concerns me is I want people to leave class absolutely knowing how the machine works so that they can do the projects they want. So towards that end, there are several simple projects that we're doing which are going to build your skills. So my assumption with the beginner class is that you've really not used your ScanNCut at all or almost at all, so that you're really a true beginner, and I will take you absolutely step by step through everything you need to know. I did see a question earlier where somebody asked, is the ScanNCut easy to use if you've never used it before? Well, I think it is, but I will say that it's easy once you get into the mindset of a ScanNCut, meaning what do all the buttons mean? What is the workflow? And I guarantee that after the beginner class, you will understand that basic workflow, how the ScanNCut works. We're going to be cutting paper and fabric and vinyl so that you will get used to all the basic materials that you might be interested in using. So I think that's really exciting. I have been teaching a ton of beginner classes, so I feel like I really have a sense of the questions that come up regularly, the problems that people run into. And so everything in the class is designed to take you step by step to build the skills that you need so that by the end of the day, you'll be able to make the projects that you want to make. And isn't that the goal of every ScanNCut user? So I'm really excited about that. And the projects, by the way, are super cute. This is a little no-sew fabric wallet. You can see you could just put your cards or your cash right inside. And this is really easy to make. I have one here that I embellished with a little eye made out of HTV, which is just a fun idea. And now this is a simple little thing, but you're going to learn how to easily cut a fabric pattern and do all that kind of stuff. So I really think one of the things I like about the ScanNCut is that it's customizable to many styles, you know, so you may not like either of these, and that's fine. You can pick what you want to do. Once you know how to do things, you can make it work for you. And that's my goal. In the advanced class, which I suspect is the next question.
Well, one of the things I wanted to make a comment on about your beginning class. So, you know, a lot of people don't know this, but Julie and I have worked together for years, and I did a huge event one time, and you came and did a ScanNCut class, and my mother and sister attended. And my mother has watched you on back when you used to be the host of Scrapbook Soup, and she watched, you know, Make It Artsy. She's always followed you and just been a big fan of yours because she loves crafting. She said that was by far the best instructed class that she'd ever attended.
Aww,
so that's just nice. A great testament of how well you do teach. And I personally have taken your classes, Julie, and you do. You really do, you know, a very good job of details. And I actually felt when I left the class that I actually knew how to use the ScanNCut. And I probably didn't know too much about it until I took your class. So hats off to you. I think you do a great job. And if anybody out there has a ScanNCut or want one, they definitely want to take one of your classes. So let's talk a little bit about the advanced class.
Yeah, so I have to say the ScanNCut is a machine that I genuinely love and use all the time, as you can see by my apron right here, which has some layered HTV, and then this is some fabric that has fusible on it. There's some hand printed fabric that I was able to cut out. So I love this machine. I use it constantly. And when Blaine asked me to teach an advanced class, I started to think about what is it that the advanced user really wants out of their ScanNCut. And what I decided is that it's how to design cut files, how to design complicated, intricate cut files. So, and everything we're going to do is using just the machine. I am going to blow your mind with how much you can do, never touching a computer, never using the internet, just using what is built into the machine. So the editing functions in the machine, the built-in shapes in the machine, the scanner in the machine. We are going to max it out, and you are going to become an absolute master of how to design custom cut files with your ScanNCut. And then the really fabulous news is the world of ScanNCut is so huge. So once you finish class and you know all that stuff, you are absolutely going to be able then to move on to designing in Canvas Workspace, to designing, with your computer, with the internet, all that kind of stuff. But you will have all the basics and really get how ScanNCut works for designing custom files. So this is beyond cutting and foiling and all this stuff. This is becoming the designer that you want so that your ScanNCut really makes some awesome stuff. So your ScanNCut can cut all kinds of materials and design all kinds of things. So for instance, one of my favorite things is, this is a really ugly drawing. I think we can all admit it has some mess ups. It's not that great. It's just kind of not that great. But if you know how to use the editing functions in your ScanNCut, you can turn it into this stencil, right? Which is really cool and opens up the possibilities for what you can do. And the same thing is true, which is this is a doodle that I did, right? And I was able to resize it and cut it out of heat transfer vinyl. And now here it is right on my traveler's notebook, all that beautiful, shiny vinyl looking so good and really making what is essentially a $9.99 traveler's notebook from Michael's look pretty fantastic and custom. And I would say, even I'm a terrible sketch like this, I was able to take that and make this cute little t-shirt for my son, and this happens, I will just tell you to have a secret, which is it has glow in the dark vinyl layered underneath. That's kind of the white outline that you see around there. And so this actually glows in the dark, which is kind of a fun little extra. So it's amazing what you can really create if you just have a little bit of imagination. So I think the advanced class is going to be exciting too. And I'm anticipating a question, which is, if you take the beginner class on the first day, can you also take the advanced class? Like, will you be advanced enough? And I would say, if you feel like you are comfortable and confident, then absolutely you will have some basic skills that you will learn in the beginner's class so that you can progress to the advanced class if you wish. Or if you feel like you're going to need to practice some of those beginner skills, then I'm sure Blaine offers so many great classes at Sewing Machines Plus. There'll be another ScanNCut class for you down the road. Okay? I hope that helps.
That was a good answer, Julie, and I totally agree with that. I think that it's everybody's comfort level, and one of the things I asked Cindy this morning, what was her favorite feature of the ScanNCut? And I know sometimes it's hard for somebody to go, "Wow, I love so many of them," but what is one of the things that stands out to you, because you've kind of been the progression from when they first came out till now, and there's been a big technology change in that span of period. But what is the one thing that just is kind of blown your mind about one of the features?
I will say that the auto blade is life-changing. If you have a ScanNCut 2 machine and you're considering whether or not to upgrade, I will tell you that the auto blade is life-changing. And that's not hyperbole. Truthfully, the biggest pain point that people run into when using a ScanNCut, the thing that I used to get the most emails about, the thing that I used to get the most YouTube questions about, the things that I had to make a million videos about, the things I had to teach and spend a half an hour every class going over, was how to adjust your blade settings. With the auto blade, everybody's a genius. And I love that. It just makes it so easy. So I would say, of all the versions of the ScanNCut, that's the thing that makes the biggest difference. In terms of the things that I think, or the one thing that makes a ScanNCut so much better than any of the other cutting machines out there, it really has to be the built-in scanner. Like I said, it allows you to take, I had some beets for lunch. See these shapes right here on the side of the box, these kind of beet shapes? I immediately saw them and I thought these would be an awesome stencil. Now, a normal person would just cut this out and use this as a stencil, but I have a ScanNCut. So I can actually scan in this shape and then I can resize it to any size I want, or make a huge stencil covered with 30 beets. You know what I mean? That's that size, cut out of plastic, cut out of paper. I could also make applique beets just because I happen to have this box. Now that is a huge difference maker. And that's why the ScanNCut is something that's really awesome.
Julie, it's funny that you say that, because that's kind of what I told Cindy. My favorite feature was the auto blade. And I know, I like to cut vinyl on it. That's what my favorite thing to do. And I know before, I was telling our viewers that you had to actually set, by either I think it was 1 through 5 or 1 through 6, the blade depth. And
Yeah,
I would waste
1 through 12.
vinyl trying to get it done right. And what would happen if I had it too deep, it would cut through the paper backing. So when I tried to pull the vinyl off, it would pull the paper with it. So that was one of the things I'm in agreement with you. The auto blade is unbelievable. It makes it so much easier and takes the guesswork out. So I love that factor.
Yeah, I think it makes a huge difference. And I can see, so my concern is always, I want to help people past whatever the pain point is. I'm always, scanning on Facebook and, on my Instagram account and my email to see like, where are the questions that people have? Where are the common sticking points? And really, those are the things that I choose to make videos about each month. And it's been amazing to me since the auto blade, no one really asks any more questions about, how to set it or what the pressure works. That just has eliminated that pain point completely. And I think one of the things about the new vinyl blade is the reason that came out is because people were curious about cutting really detailed, tiny little pieces of vinyl and making it perfect, right? Because a lot of people like you, Blaine, love to cut vinyl. And that vinyl blade is really intended absolutely for getting that totally perfect, tiny little vinyl that you want to, like the tiny little edges in the shadow on the word start here. And the thing is, you can absolutely use that to cut any vinyl, but it really is meant for detailed cuts and it does a beautiful job. I really think that every tool that has come out, from the metal spatula to the brayer, all those things, they're all basically meant to eliminate pain points. And the new fabric mat, I know that people were frustrated that their high-tack fabric support sheets were getting cut through, and the new fabric mat just eliminates that from happening because the auto blade absolutely glides right over it and does a great job cutting fabric. In fact, this is cut out of fabric. And I have one that's even tinier so that you'll believe me that you can cut even tinier fabric. Now this happens to have fusible on it, which you could iron on to something, and make a little in the hoop kind of project like this. But it's amazing what you can do when you actually have a ScanNCut. I have terrible sewing, so you'll have to forgive me, but I made a tiny little mini quilt where I cut out this applique design using my ScanNCut. So super fun and super easy. And I have to tell you, I was at the Houston Quilt Show, and this woman who won a ribbon in Houston had made her applique quilt using the ScanNCut. And she was very excited when she saw me in the booth to come and, show me her quilt. And it was fantastic and amazing. And she had been able to really make these custom pieces exactly what she wanted and save her hands and her brain from exploding by doing it on her ScanNCut. And I love that. I love it when I have tools and devices that save me time and energy and the frustration, of having to do it. I will say one of the nicest things is when I was cutting the vinyl for this weekend, I was busy doing other stuff, and this was a 10-minute cut file. So I just threw it into the machine and I walked away and did some other stuff. And then when it was ready, I came back and I weeded it, threw it on the apron, and it was just done. And that is so great that I don't have to watch it, think about it, worry about it, anything like that. I'm really lazy. And so I like it when things are easy.
You can't be too lazy, Julie. You got a newborn baby, you got a little man, and I know that you're busy with him. And then, as much as you do and always show us new stuff, you're not lazy. You're busy all the time. However, I wanted to say one thing. Can you bring up that hoop the thing that you had in the hoop? So one of the questions I get, and I wanted you to ask the expert on this. So that's something that you actually did in the ScanNCut. So you can put that in your embroidery machine now, and can you come back and take that same file, put it in an embroidery machine, and then actually embroidery around it or on top of it?
Yes, 100%. And I'm going to tell you a secret. So you do have to use some sort of bridge software, meaning I use Simply Applique, which I believe you sell in the store, but you could certainly, I know a lot of people own, is it BES? That is the fancy one. I'm not fancy enough to own that. I own the cheaper version, which is Simply Applique. But basically, yes, I'm able to take any file from my ScanNCut, send it through Simply Applique, turn it into an applique stitch file, and it would stitch around the bird, for instance, if I wanted. One of the nice secrets about that is, again, I don't have a dream machine. I don't have a Lumineer. I'm going to say cheap. I'm going to say I have an inexpensive 4-inch hoop Project Runway machine. Is probably like a $400 sewing machine, but it does have an embroidery function. And what it means is I can now actually make custom applique embroidery files for that cheap machine by using my ScanNCut to scan in my custom design, creating the file, sending it over through Simply Applique to be converted into a PES file where I can then embroider around it. And I will tell you, I had never used an embroidery machine. I was totally scared of it. I was losing my mind over how crazy it was and the whole like big attachment thing you have to put on and how the hoop gets attached and blah, 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 blah. But you know what? I sat down, I tried it. I even made a video about it, which you can find on my YouTube channel. And it was so easy to create that custom file. I was actually shocked and I was totally disappointed in myself because it turns out that after years of telling people, take your ScanNCut out of the box, it's not scary. I had left that embroidery machine in the box for almost a year because it turns out I'm that person. So I know of what I speak.
You know, it's you're exactly right. A lot of times people think that they have to have these, you know, $15,000 high-tech machines, but you really don't. You know, the brother makes a great line of very inexpensive embroidery machines that you can do all these things that we're talking about on. So that's the great thing about that. So speaking of that, Julie, I want to tell everybody about the specials that we have and going right now. So the ScanNCuts, we have two different ScanNCuts. We have the SDX 230D, which is Disney, and then we have the SDX 230DX, which is like the one I have right here. They're very, very similar. There's just a little differences of what comes in the box. Now, the SDX 230D is $7.99, and the SDX 230DX is $8.99. Now, one of the things that we're doing is if you call or you actually go on the Google Sheets and fill out your information, Kyle's putting that in the chat. He's putting the link to the Google Sheets in there. So if you are interested in a ScanNCut, go fill out that Google Sheets. And I am personally going to call you today, and I'm going to give you a special that you can't get anywhere else in America but here today. And it is a great, great thing. I can't tell you what the free gift's going to be. I can't tell you what it is because Brothers has rules about what we can throw in, but it will have you rolling down the aisle. It is just a great, great gift that we're throwing in. And guess what else? If you buy one of the two ScanNCuts today, you're also going to get Julie's free or class for free. We're going to throw in her beginning class or advanced class for free if you buy one of the ScanNCuts. And so make sure if you are interested, go fill out that Google Sheets. I'm going to give you a call today, and you're going to be able to buy whichever ScanNCut you want because either one you can use for Julie's class that's coming in December. And Kyle, do we have the dates of that class we can put up for everybody?
December 4th and December 5th.
Okay, so the dates are December 4th for the beginning class, December 5th for the advanced class. We do have them online already. You can go sign up, and it's going to be a great, great thing. We cannot wait, Julie, for you to be in there. And I wanted to tell everybody what I keep putting my hand on over here. This is an actual rolling tote bag that has the handle that goes up and down, that the actual ScanNCuts, the two that we've been talking about, will fit in this. And you can also put some accessories and things in here. So it's really, really a great thing. So
can I just mention something about the rolling tote really fast that I love about it, which is I actually store all of my mats and all of my accessories in the rolling tote, and the ScanNCut is super easy to take in and out if you want to store it there. I actually have my ScanNCut out, but I just throw the roll feeder, all of my little parts that are missing, my extra blades that I have. I even store like my extra vinyl rolls, all this stuff in it. It's very convenient. I always know where everything is. It's super roomy, and there are clear pockets inside, which really make it easy to see exactly what you need. And the way that the inside lining works, the mats, which are huge, fit perfectly inside. I mean, this is pretty big to have to store. So to be able to put it in the mat, to be able to put it in the bag is really nice. And a little secret is even the 12 by 24 mats, which are huge, if you gently roll them, they will fit inside as well. So it's, for me, I think it's one of my favorite things because I don't lose all my stuff, which otherwise I would definitely do.
That's great. So that's great, Julie. So what we want to do is I want to open it up for some questions from our viewers. If anybody's got a question for Julie, you know, chime in now. And Jean is saying, or Jen, I'm sorry, Jen says, I want one. Well, Jen, go fill out that Google sheet, and I'm going to give you a call today, and you'll be able to get one. So that's simple, very simple to do. So again, the D model is $7.99. The DX model is $8.99. You're going to get Julie's class for free. And then I am personally going to throw in something free for you as well, a gift. And I can't tell you what it is, but it's pretty awesome. It's a pretty awesome gift. I just can't tell you what it is. And but that's today. Y'all make sure you go in there, fill out that Google Sheets, and I will give you a call. So Michelle is asking, is the Simply applique like digitizing?
It is very similar. My understanding, and I am a total basic embroiderer, is that it's the baby version of BES embroidery. So basically, you can do some very simple things with it. And the most important thing to me is that it will absolutely create that ScanNCut outline. So you can either, it goes both ways. You can either take a FCM, fancy cutting machine, or fabric cutting machine file from your ScanNCut, that's proprietary file type that ScanNCut files are, and turn it into a PES file, right, that goes to your embroidery machine. Or you can take a PES file, right, for outline embroidery, and you can convert it into an FCM file and send that to your ScanNCut. So it works both ways, and it's super easy to use. It's actually, I think PC only, and I am a Mac girl, but I borrowed my partner's PC and I made it work. So it totally, totally works.
All right. So Julie, we got another Irene is asking, does the spatula and the briar come with it?
So I don't know what, I'm not entirely sure what's in your bundle. I'm sure you're talking about this metal spatula, which I don't know if that comes in the bundle. And then the brayer, which is somewhere on my table. But like I said, I lose absolutely everything in the chaos and the mess that is here. And really, so this is great for taking things off the mat. And the brayer is great for making sure things stick to the mat. I get a lot of questions about mat stickiness. And one of the keys that people don't realize is the brayer. The brayer can help you get what you think is a mat that's no longer sticky to be sticky. So that's one of the secrets I teach you in my classes.
All right, so we got another question coming in from Captain Howdy. Can you use the ScanNCut for vinyl
heat transfer? Oh, absolutely. So, I mean, here we go. Heat transfer vinyl. I'm ready to start. If you can see it right there, that's heat transfer vinyl. This is heat transfer vinyl. What else do I have here? This is heat transfer vinyl. This is heat transfer vinyl. This is adhesive backed vinyl. And I also cut this clear plastic circle also on the ScanNCut. So not only is all that detailed vinyl, this is not handwriting, this is vinyl, okay? But that's adhesive backed vinyl. So you can cut either HTV or the adhesive backed vinyl, but you always want to do it on the half cut setting. And that is something that we're going over in the basic class, is how to use that setting. I see the question about how long does the mat last? That's kind of a complicated answer. It's kind of like, how long does your sewing machine needle last? It's what are you sewing through? So the mat lasts in terms of what are you cutting. If you're cutting something like felt, which tends to leave a lot of stuff behind, it's going to last less long than if you're cutting something that doesn't leave anything behind, any lint or anything like that, like vinyl, you know. And so you can clean your mats with alcohol-free, fragrance-free baby wipes, and you can bring the stick back. But I will just tell you that mats and blades are the printer ink, so to speak, of your machine. You are going to need to replace them. You are going to want to replace them. You're going to need to have multiples, just like you replace your sewing machine needle after every project. Your blade doesn't need to be replaced that often, but your mats will be something that you go through. How many Disney icons does the machine have? You know, I don't know that off the top of my head. It might be in the, in fact, I guarantee you, if you go to ScanNCut.com, you can see all the specs, or Blaine might know them off the top of his head, since he's got probably a box in front of him or something like that.
Hey, you know what, Julie? I finally do know something. I think, and I'm not going to be, don't stake my reputation on this, but I think it's 152 Disney designs that are built in for the DX and 132 for the D. So
that's great.
Yeah, so the DX actually has more Disney designs built into it than the original D did. So both of them have a ton of Disney designs, though. So that's a really good thing. So, hey, one of the things, too, I was wanting to ask you, Julie, so when you're cutting, and you know, we were talking about the mats and things.
Yeah.
So are you consciously trying to not, you know, make sure that you're not getting a lot of lint and things on the mat, and you're keeping the protective covering on it as much as possible when you're not using it?
I wish can you see the chaos behind me? This is what constitutes, this is my version of clean. This is my version of having company over, quickly stuff everything in a drawer. So this is as clean as it gets around here. So no, I am not consciously doing any of that, but I can tell you that even with as much as I abuse my mats and do all that stuff, I am conscientious about once a month I go through and I really give everything a hard scrub with my alcohol-free, fragrance-free baby wipes. I, you know, sort of check everything out. And I think that I always tell people in my beginner classes, I'm like, you are going to become a mat whisperer. You are going to learn which mat is sticky for what level. Mats sort of never go completely bad. There's always something that they're good for. You just have to understand the relationship between the stickiness and the material. So for instance, fabric needs the most sticky possible mat. Tissue paper needs the least most sticky mat, because the idea, or the magic, the sort of Venn diagram of perfection where it lines up, is you want it to be held completely tightly, but be able to be released. And when those two overlap, that's the perfect stickiness. And that's something that we definitely go over in the beginner class.
That's awesome. So again, I want to reiterate to everybody, if you've just kind of joined in late and you didn't get to talk about everything. So Julie is going to be doing a class for us on December 4th. We're going to actually have a virtual beginners class, and she's going to teach you everything to know about how to operate your ScanNCut. And then on December 5th, we're going to have an advanced class. So if you've already owned a ScanNCut and you've used one and want to go to that next level, she's going to teach you how to do designs and do all kinds of great things. And if you are joining us and you haven't got a ScanNCut yet, I want to tell you a little bit about the ScanNCut, guys, because we have got a great special going right now today. We have two models. This model is the SDX 230DX, and then we have the SDX 230D. There's just a little bit of difference in the accessories that come with it, and there's a little bit of difference in the amount of built-in Disney designs, okay? The D model is $799. The SD model, or the DX model, is $899. And you're going to get Julie's classes with that ScanNCut. You're going to get to go one of her classes for free. And if you're interested and you want to make a purchase, Kyle is actually putting in the chat, in the chat, he's putting the link to a Google Sheets. Go click that link, fill out your information. I am personally going to give you a call today, and I'm going to throw in a free gift for you. And I can't tell you what it is. I can't say it because we have to be careful about what we do with advertising with Brother. I can't tell you that, but it's something, it's really, really good. And it's going to be a great gift to go with your ScanNCut. So don't delay. Get on that Google Sheet, fill it out so I can give you a call today, okay? So Julie, now for people that are just maybe joined in late, I know we're going to have your class. And always the question comes up, you know, I've never used a ScanNCut before. I just bought it. Can I take your beginning class?
Yes, you can. So the beginner class, the very first project that we'll do will absolutely be for people who are scared of their ScanNCut and take it out of the box. You know, for almost a year now, I've been teaching a super basic beginner class via Zoom. And the thing that I've learned in doing that is that so many people, even people who think they know how to use a ScanNCut, don't always totally know how they got the result that they got. And so what we do as we work through each of the projects is we make sure you understand the logic of getting step to step. I'm a great believer in that old saying, right? Do you want to, you know, if you give a man a fish, he eats for a day. If you teach a man to fish, he eats for a lifetime. So I'm definitely going to be teaching you to fish, so to speak, in the class so that you understand logic step by step. You're not just following a series of instructions to finish a project. That's really important to me, that you kind of get it deep down, you know, how it all works.
That's great information. And I know that, you know, we had a question earlier about somebody asked if they take the advanced class on the 4th, the beginner class on the 4th, can they take the advanced class on the 5th? And you basically said, you know, that's just kind of up to that individual, their comfort level. If they feel really comfortable with the ScanNCut, because you're going to get into the advanced side of it, you're going to get into a lot more detailed technical things that's really going to propel somebody more than they've ever been. So, you know, I think that would be something, you know, their comfort level. Wouldn't you agree that probably?
Definitely. What I would say is this. What I would say is the thing about the advanced class is it's designed for people who have made some cuts, who understand how the ScanNCut basically works, who, when I say like do a background scan, know what that is, who can find the editing functions. And then we're starting to talk about some really complicated things. How do you make super detailed cut files? How do you, you know, create things with perforations that bend and fold that are, you know, 3-dimensional, like this little, you know, bucket here? How do you do those sort of more advanced projects? Again, just using the machine. With the ScanNCut, one of the things that is both frustrating and liberating is that there are multiple ways to do things, you know, and often the thing is you'll watch a video on YouTube and it will show you how to do something one way. And then somebody else will do the same technique, but they'll do it a different way. And then somebody else has another video and they do it another way. And the fact is they're all right. Right? There are so many ways to get the same thing done. A lot of it is sort of about how your brain thinks. So I'm going to be showing you how to max out the machine, how to use that little baby computer that's in the machine so that you are in charge of the ScanNCut. The ScanNCut is not in charge of you.
All right. Okay, Julie. So I don't know if you even know this, but we have some great giveaways today. And I want to remind everybody about our giveaways. So if you're watching us from YouTube, make sure you go give us that thumbs up and like it or subscribe to our channel. You can also make comments on YouTube on the chat. And then if you're watching us from Facebook, you can do the same thing, chat, you know, just put your name in to where you're from or ask a question and share the video. And guess what? You're automatically entered to win. And we've got some great giveaways today, but you know what our grand prize is that we're going to be giving away? What do y'all think? Everybody, we are giving away an SDX 230DX ScanNCut to the grand prize winner today. So we are giving one of these away. It's an $8.99 value. What do y'all think about that? That's pretty incredible. So that's one of the things that we're doing today. And I want to remind everybody before we do our giveaways, make sure you go out there and do the things I just asked you to do so you can have a chance to win. Again, these things, we have them on sale. They're on the website right now. You can go check them out and look at all the information. But if you want to buy one today and you want to get the special deal, make sure you follow the link that Kyle is putting in the chat, and it takes you to a Google Sheet. You want to fill that Google Sheet out with your information, and I will get it. I'm going to actually give you a phone call today. So if you get a call from a 1-800 number, don't screen your calls. It's me calling you. I'm going to call you today personally, and I am going to give you a free gift along with your ScanNCut purchase. And I can't tell you what it is. It is an awesome, awesome gift. And if you buy one of the ScanNCuts today, you are going to get Julie's, either one of her classes for free. Your pick. You get to pick which class you want. You get it for free. How great is that, Julie?
I'm totally amazed. I think people are going to jump on that one.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great thing. So, hey, you want to hang around with us and give some stuff away with us?
Let's do it.
All right, so y'all ready to give some stuff away, Kyle and David?
Yes, sir.
All right, everybody. So the first things that we're going to give away, we've got some swag bags that we're giving away. And we got some, they're going to be a blue swag bag. And I think I actually have one right here. It's an event bag. It has our logos on it. And on the back side, it says, I like big hoops and I cannot lie. So that's what we're getting, a swag bag with that. It's going to have a lot of SMP branded swag inside. I think you get some compact mirror. You get a little notepad with things. There's all kinds of little goodies inside. And David, what else is in there?
It's got a magnifying glass in there. It's got a notepad. It's got
A magnifying glass, a notepad, a mirror. So some really cool stuff.
hand sanitizer.
Yeah, so Michelle, our event coordinator, went out and purchased a bunch of stuff and got it logoed for us. And so we're getting that put in the bag. So we're going to give one of those away. How many we got total we're going to give away?
5.
So we're giving 5 swag bags away. So we're going to give 5 of those away. And let's pull Julie back up here so she can be up here with us when we give these away. And all right, so let's get us a name pulled up, David. All right, there's our first winner.
An excellent name.
Julie. That's a good name, isn't it, Julie?
It's very good. The best name, one might say.
How you pronounce that last name? Canali? Canali, something like Julie Canalini. Hey, Julie, sorry if we butcher your name. I'm terrible with names. Everybody knows that about me so far. So, Julie, congratulations. You won one of our swag bags. Make sure that you email me now your shipping address to CEO@SewingMachinesPlus.com, and we'll get that shipped out to you, okay? So, Julie, make sure you email me your shipping address to CEO@SewingMachinesPlus.com, and we'll get your swag bag sent out to you. All right, so let's get swag bag number 2 winner. Molly, is that Gillen? Gillen. I think it's Gillen. So Molly Gillen, I think that's your name. So Molly, you are our second winner of the swag bag. Congratulations. Make sure you email me your shipping address and we'll get that right out to you. So let's pull out bag number 3. Let's get us a winner, David. There it is, Geraldine Murphy. So congratulations, Geraldine. And you are our third winner of our swag bag. All right, so let's get a 4th winner. Janet. I can't see the last name. Swiggett. All right, so Janet Swiggett is our 4th winner. Congratulations, Janet. And you got a swag bag heading your way. And let's get our 5th and final winner of the swag bags. And then we're going to give her Lisa Shipper. Okay, so Lisa Shipper, you're our final swag bag winner. And all 5 of you will get a blue swag bag with all kinds of SMP swag inside. Make sure that y'all email me your shipping address to CEO@SewingMachinesPlus.com, and we'll get that shipped right out to you. All right, so our next gift that we're giving away, we are going to give away 2 of the sewing mats that you see here. You can barely see it, but we're going to give 2 sewing mats away, and they're going to be the medium-sized ones that will fit the ScanNCut perfectly. And they're going to be in the Brother Blue. So they're going to be 2 of the Brother Blue ScanNCuts, mats we call them. It's going to be the mats that we're giving away. So get us 2 winners of that, David. Our first mat winner is another Julie. Wow, Julie.
I guess I'm lucky for Julie's today.
You are. So what's that last name, Kyle? Carbright. Okay, so it's Julie Carbright. You're the winner of one of our medium blue sewing mats. So congratulations, Julie. And let's get the second winner of our mat. Last name's Owen. Jenny Owen. So congratulations, Jenny. You're our second winner of the sewing mat. And it is the blue medium size, so it'll be perfect for a ScanNCut or a smaller sewing machine. And both of y'all make sure that you email me your shipping address to CEO@SewingMachinesPlus.com, and we'll get that shipped right out to you. All right, Julie, are you ready to give away our grand prize for today?
Woo! I am so ready.
I mean, this is an $899 value product. Are y'all ready for the winner? This is pretty exciting because this is a big, big item. All right, let's bring a winner up, David.
Yay!
Kathy McBride. Congratulations, Kathy, on winning a brand new SDX 230DX ScanNCut. So Kathy, make sure that you email me at CEO@SewingMachinesPlus.com and we will get you a ScanNCut shipped out to you. Just give me your shipping address and we'll get that right out to you. All right, so everybody, I want to give you a reminder again. So we have the ScanNCuts. If you're interested in the SDX 230D, which is $7.99, or the SDX 230DX, which is $8.99, make sure you go to that Google Sheet link that Kyle's putting in the chat and you fill that Google Sheet out. It's going to come to me. I'm actually going to call you personally today so you can buy one of these machines. And what I'm going to do is I'm throwing in a free gift. I can't tell you what it is, but I got a free gift that is going to be awesome that goes with it. And you also get to go to Julie's class that she's having in December 4th and 5th. You pick which one you want to go to and you get Julie's class. What do you think about that, guys? That is an awesome, awesome event. And Julie, thank you so much for spending a little bit of time with us today. I know that you're a busy, busy person, and it just means a lot to us that you spent a little bit of time with us. And I know our viewers absolutely love you and so happy that you came by.
My pleasure. As always, I'll see you guys in class. Be sure to sign up.
Bye, Julie. Thank you for staying around and sticking around for our giveaways. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
All right, guys, that was great. We had a great show here today. We had Cindy Hogan on here. We had Julie Fei-Fan Balzer on here, the two best ScanNCut people I know. And, Cindy, I always laugh. So I've always called her the software queen for Brother, and I've always given Julie the ScanNCut queen, but they're both so talented with a lot of different things. So I'm glad we were able to stop by. Again, I want to remind everybody, if you're interested in purchasing one of these machines, make sure you go fill out that Google Sheets today. And I'm going to be giving you a call. Personally, I'm going to call you today and we're going to talk about the ScanNCut. And I've got a gift I'm going to throw in with it. And you also saw, if you just go on our website and buy a machine, you can actually get a Julie's class for free. And you can also go sign up. If you already own your ScanNCut, go sign up for Julie's class. It's already on our website, December 4th and 5th. You don't want to miss it. A couple other things before we go, I want to tell everybody about. We are going to have a virtual event for for Black Friday and Cyber Monday. We're going to have a virtual event. We want y'all to attend. We're going to have some great specials with a lot of manufacturers going to be involved with us. And it's going to be an all-day, 2-day event. It's going to be all day long, 8 hours on Friday, and then it's going to be all day, 8 hours on Monday. The Friday show, I think the date is on November the 27th, and the Monday show is going to be November the 30th. So mark your calendars down. Y'all don't want to miss that. We're going to have hourly specials going all show long. It's going to be a great show. Looking forward to it. And so y'all don't want to miss that. Also, you want to make sure this Thursday, you want to tune in to our other Facebook show that we have and the YouTube show. It's Tea Time with Candace. Candace is going to be on here, Candace Trevino. She always has a show. It's about, tips, tools, and techniques. And it's a great show. Candace is one of our teachers. She's a Serger expert and, works for us. And we're looking forward to it. She has Debbie Ewing is going to be one of her guests. And so y'all don't want to miss this show. It's going to be a great show and gives you a lot of insight to a lot of different things to do. So, hey, again, guys, I want to thank Kyle and David for behind the scenes. I want to thank Julie Fei-Fan Balzer and Cindy Hogan for coming on today. And I also want to thank each and every one of you for spending your hour with us today. And we'll always look forward to seeing y'all on the show and making your comments. And anyway, we'll see y'all in 2 weeks on Thursday. Y'all have a great day out there.